let's talk about America's mental health crisis. I know that we're in a gridlock right now, debating between we should take away these types of guns, we should arm more people with guns, and we're at a gridlock and a standstill. Let's find a different solution. Maybe we could find a solution to where we're concentrating on the mental health of others. And it's not just do better background checks. Let's go to the root of the problem and let's focus on our children. So I think a solution would be to employ, I know this is hard because there's always a shortage of everything, right? To employ psychologists and therapists to see every child in elementary school, middle school, high school, at least once a month for 30 minutes minimum, I think that's very doable if we had not just one therapist at a school, but a rotating handful for one school, then that would be incredible. I think that it would work wonders for our mental health, for our children that are carrying so much on their shoulders, and then it just festers and it develops into something that is horrendous, something that ends up on the news as another shooting or another fatality, another incident where a ridiculous number of people are being harmed and injured and aren't coming back home the way they were supposed to. I really do think that this is a solution that is plausible because America is spending money on so many things, and if we could just focus on one thing, I really do think that it would be beneficial. I think it would have dramatic improvements. It wouldn't help instantaneously, but I certainly think it would help in the long term. Every child should be able in a public school to have access to a therapist to speak to and to vent to. And I understand they want to shoulder that on the teacher. I'm a teacher. I understand they want to shoulder that on the teacher, but we need a licensed therapist to be able to discuss mental health, coping skills, managing behavior, and also acknowledging children's burdens. Like, children are going through some things and it festers and it builds throughout their lifetime, and sometimes their home life, nobody's catching it, nobody's hearing them, so it just all falls on the teacher, it all falls on the people around them. No, I believe it is our duty in public schools to give children access to a licensed therapist to help them through any mental health crisis. And it's not just the ones who request. It's not just the ones who are stating they're going through some things. Every single child should have the ability to see a therapist. And you don't have to pull them out of core instruction. We don't have to take away from reading time or math time or science time. We can take just 30 minutes a day for, not a day, but in a month, for each child, one child at a time, during their special area time, to discuss with a therapist about their mental health, how they're experiencing. There's kids going home and their parents have cancer, and there's kids taking care of them. There's kids having to be an adult when they're only 9-10 years old. Like, it's not okay. And they're developing in the world and becoming our future. And we're wondering why America is so disturbed right now with all the violence that's going on. How about let's solve this mental health crisis? Let's do something about it. Put some therapists in the schools. What are we paying all the taxes for? Where is all this money going? Put some therapists in the schools, and let's do something about this mental health crisis. This is ridiculous. How many times we turn the news on and something has fatally happened to a group of people because another person out there has a chip on their shoulder, or has a view about life or the world, and they really feel like it's okay to go out there and harm so many innocent people that they didn't even know. Like, it's not okay. We need to really solve this, and I do think that implementing therapists, and I know it's going to be tough because it costs a lot of money, but I do believe in the long run it would be so beneficial if every child was able to have access to a therapist. I'm not just talking about guidance counselors or school counselors. I'm talking about like mandatory therapist visitation, like visiting in a room to speak privately in confidence about their emotions, how they're going about their day, just having a conversation with them. Don't burden that with the teacher because a teacher isn't a licensed therapist. That's not fair. And there's no way one guidance counselor in the whole school can cover all of the mental health crises that are going on. We need to step up the plate and make this a real thing. I really do feel like that is a very plausible solution for the long term. Thanks for hearing me out.